Hey, what's up everybody? It's the first weekend of 2022 and one of my favorite traditions that I like to do is go for a hike. What else can you do when you're in the city of Washington? Now unfortunately, because of all the snowstorms we've been having over the last couple of weeks, a lot of the hikes are actually closed. So what I mean by that is, like, for example, if you're going on the 90 East going towards Snoqualmie Pass, the highway is closed basically from North Bend all the way going east, and then same thing with the 2 freeway. Like a lot of the hikes starting from, like, I believe Stevens Pass is also closed, so we're not really left with a lot of options. So as a result, we're gonna go ahead and do a hike that we both have never done before, which is called the Heybrook Lookout, which is basically in the index part of like Washington, which is kind of going towards Stevens Pass, but there's still, that road looks like it's still pretty viable. So it doesn't look like the hike's gonna be too challenging, to be honest. I think it's about a 2.5-3 mile round trip hike with an elevation gain of, I believe, less than 1,000 feet. So not really expecting anything too hard, but just something to kind of do for the weekend, just to gotta get out there and get our snow legs in, you know. So all right guys, let's go ahead and drive over there and see what the hike is all about. As we were making our way up towards the Haybrook trailhead, like, parking area, we noticed that there was not really a lot of spots that we could park in. I mean, we literally had to drive by, pass by. We only saw like 3 or 4 spots, and they were all basically taken up, and all of these cars were basically parked in different directions. I mean, a lot of it's just because of the snow conditions that are just here in this particular area of Washington. So what we end up having to do is basically make a U-turn, drive basically about a mile from the actual trailhead itself, and just park in this like random area that basically, hopefully we don't get a ticket. But you know, what are we gonna do, right? Turn back around and say, sorry guys, we're not gonna go hiking. Of course we're gonna go hiking. We always go hiking, okay? So we're gonna get ready and start making our way up towards the trailhead. So if you guys basically take a look at the parking lot for the Haybrook trailhead, I mean, look at it, it's pretty much full. I mean, just basically, if you don't come early enough or you just come late enough, you're not really gonna get a spot. So recommend just finding parking down below, walk a mile. I mean, it's a pretty short hike either way. So yeah, so far, we've been walking for like 15-20 minutes now. And the trailhead is pretty much, there's no real trailhead. You're just basically stepping over people's footprints every single time. It's very, very deep. So you don't really need snowshoes here, guys. You probably most likely need just some micro spikes because it is a little bit slippery. But every time you're taking a step, it's like, oh, you're getting your knees in, knees in, knees in. So it's gonna be a slow and treacherous hike. But for the most part, again, it's only a 2-mile round trip hike to the lookout station. So we're gonna keep going, and we'll take our break when we get there, actually, yeah. Hey, what's up everybody? So we finally made it to the top of the Heybrook Lookout, and now unfortunately the actual top of the lookout is actually locked up, but you could pretty much access the floor before it. But I mean, isn't this view just simply amazing? Like, look at how majestic, especially with the cloud layer. We initially started this hike at about 1:30. It is about 3:15 right now, so it took us about, don't make me do math on camera, guys. What was that, 2 hours? An hour and 45 minutes, okay? It took us about an hour and 45 minutes. I mean, give or take. The hike wasn't necessarily straightforward. Most of the time you're basically sinking in every time you took a step, so either wearing snowshoes or at least micro spikes are a definite plus. I mean, I don't think snowshoes would have helped, to be honest, mainly because the path is wide enough, but it's like the amount of footing or covering for your feet is just so narrow in a sense that it's not really going to be efficient. So I highly recommend just wearing micro spikes for this. Definitely bring some ski poles because it's going to really help to kind of make your way up. I mean, again, 1,000 feet elevation gain for the most part. It was pretty easy. It wasn't really challenging in my opinion, but beautiful nonetheless. So I recommend, if you guys are interested in taking a list, actually this is my first lookout point. I've never done a fire lookout before, or a panoramic lookout, whatever you want to call these places. But it's just nice coming up here, and if you're afraid of heights, like, don't look down. It's a little scary, but I mean, it's majestic actually. So actually, one cool thing is that during the summertime or during the opening season, you can actually reserve these places to camp for, like, I guess depending on how many days you want to come, you can reserve the actual spot to just have a little camp with like family, friends, loved ones, all that and so forth. So really, really cool. So we got lucky. Again, most of the roads that venture out to like the more popular places for like hiking in Seattle are basically closed. So this is pretty much one of the places that we were able to do without really getting stuck and without really putting ourselves in any risk of like getting stuck in the winter snowstorm. So anyways, guys, hope you guys enjoyed this episode. And by the way, this was our first hike together, and I think we did good. What do you think? You did good?
We did.
Well, What would you say? Would you tell people to come on this hike?
It's a beautiful one. It's really pretty.
She's just saying that. No, really, it's a beautiful hike. So anyways, guys, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. And I really appreciate all of my current subscribers and future subscribers for continuing to support me and all that good stuff. So anyways, like and subscribe. Thanks a lot.